I hope that every young man that put on these colors, um, I hope that they have a dream, and it's required. I feel like in life, a person with no goals and dreams, they're not living with the purpose. And we intend to make sure that every young man that plays on this football team, that they play with the passion and that they play with the purpose.
I'm who they've been looking for. Appreciate it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I don't know who told you that.
Marshall Faulk is officially gone, and here at Primetime Buff Nation, we will send him off with respect. Buff Nation, it's official. Marshall Faulk, Pro Football Hall of Famer, NFL legend, and Colorado's running backs coach, has been formally introduced as the 22nd head coach of Southern University, taking over a proud HBCU program with deep history and big expectations. His introductory press conference happened today, confirming what had been building for a week. Faulk is leaving Boulder for Baton Rouge, and even though it stings to lose him, real Buff fans know this moment deserves respect.
I can't even say that I dreamt this, but it's definitely, as Ania said and shared my words, it's definitely a calling to be coaching. Whether it was my agent, other coaches, friends, that's all they kept telling me over the past 20-something years, that I needed to be coaching. And when I went to Colorado with Coach Prime, I found it. I was like, wow, there's something here for me to teach and to make sure that the next generation is playing the game the right way. So I look forward to making sure that when you spend your money on a ticket or you invest in this program, that you get your ROI.
Faulk gave Colorado more than a name. He gave us real improvement. When Faulk joined Coach Prime's staff earlier this year, a lot of outsiders assumed he was here for optics, a famous face on a sideline that already had plenty of star power. But he actually coached. He actually developed players. He actually improved a Colorado rushing attack that had been dead last nationally 1 year earlier. Under Faulk, Colorado nearly doubled its rushing production, jumping from 65.1 yards per game last season to over 120 yards per game this year. But for some reason, we went away from it. Why, your guess is as good as mine. Anyways, that isn't hype. That's quantifiable progress, something the Buffs desperately needed in the trenches. He challenged players to run harder. He taught vision. He taught patience. He held players accountable, and it translated on the field. That's not smoke. That's not PR. That's coaching. Why Faulk left, and why it makes sense. Southern University didn't just offer him a job, they offered him a program to build. Think about it. A chance to become a Division I head coach, an opportunity to return to Louisiana, his home turf, a platform to lead an HBCU with tradition and national recognition, complete control of a roster, a staff, and a culture. Colorado gave him a room. Southern gave him a kingdom. No coach on earth turns that down. And Buff Nation shouldn't be mad at it. This isn't the time for bitterness. It's the time for appreciation. If you're a real Buff fan, you don't send this man off with shade. You send him off with gratitude, because in a chaotic, injury-filled roller coaster season, Marshall Faulk showed up. Marshall Faulk coached his ass off. Marshall Faulk made our running backs better. He didn't have to take the Colorado job, but he did. And he left us better than he found us, which is the definition of doing the job right. What this means for Coach Prime and Colorado. Let's keep it real. Losing Faulk does hurt. He was a steady voice in a season full of instability. He brought championship pedigree to a young locker room, and he was one of the few bright spots in a year where almost everything felt shaky. But here's the upside. Coach Prime now has an opportunity to bring in his next guy, whether that's a grinder, a teacher, A rising star or another big name, Colorado has options. Prime will replace Faulk, but he won't replace what Faulk meant. That's unique. That's irreplaceable. That's legacy. To Marshall Faulk, thank you for giving us more than a name. Thank you for making Colorado better when we needed it most. Thank you for bringing professionalism, passion, and pride into that RB room. Southern University is getting a warrior, a builder, a leader, and Buff Nation will always remember your chapter here. Short but meaningful. Good luck, Coach Faulk. Handle your business. We'll be watching.